So this week's been an interesting one. Started off Monday, Tuesday doing some quantified tree risk assessments and report writing. It's always good. It's by a passion of mine. It's sort of bread and butter. Actually came across what I think was like a lapsed horse chestnut hedgerow that's now grown up into these sort of multi-stemmed hedgerow style horse chestnuts, which were really cool. So I had a look at them. They were, yeah, I never came across that before. It's quite an interesting one. Then Wednesday, up in Northampton, doing a tree failure investigation, which is always exciting and interesting. Thursday in Swindon, doing a big 5837 survey for those developments. Where I actually came across some veteran lapsed pollard willows, which were incredible. There's the typical veteran features of decay, cavities, dead wood, stuff with silicon vertebrates going on, just everything. Really cool, really, really cool. Friday, back at the office doing report writing, arboricultural impact assessments, and some CAD work. Today, I'm just on the way back from doing another quantified tree risk assessment. This time for a group of 5 oak trees that were retained in the development, and now right next to, sort of like sandwiched between two sets of residential properties. So obviously they want to make sure they're in a good condition. And tomorrow, probably do some more arboricultural impact assessments because I love it. But yeah, it's been a busy week. More to come. Exciting stuff.
So this is a cool one. These two stems of this tree have sort of grown against each other and formed almost like a natural brace to support the stems. How cool is that? Some jelly ear fungus there. So this is really what got me excited here. This is what I think is effectively a lapsed horse chestnut hedgerow. Not something I've come across before. Very exciting. I imagine this used to delineate the boundary between fields long before the development came along. It has all these really interesting features like basal cavities. Here you can see straight through the tree. But don't worry, that's not really affecting it structurally. The tree's got such good buttressing, it's fine. You can see all this stem regrowth is at a similar height, which indicates that it was maintained as a hedgerow, or coppiced at a height for some reason, but its management has now lapsed and it's just formed these seriously interesting structures. What a fantastic feature to have on this development. The regrowth on this end one it's almost like spires or columns reaching for the sky. Here are some interesting little jelly moulds found on a dead elm branch. And some candle snuff fungus in the same location. One of my favourite. Okay, so this place and these trees was the highlight of my week. Look at these! Lapsed pollard willows that are now veterinised. I was walking in ice water. It was very cold in wellies. But just look, the trunk is completely cavitated, leaving just the outer shell and the living wood. The tree's still very healthy. Structurally a little questionable, but it's just fantastic. Unfortunately, trees like this often get overlooked during planning surveys and so aren't afforded the protection they deserve. Luckily, we are going in hard on protecting these. So there's big ribs of growth on the sides of the exposed wood. They'll be very strong and providing a lot of the structural support for this tree. But even this dead wood and exposed wood, in terms of habitat, it's just completely irreplaceable. Or cold ice water there. Yep, living the dream. And here's another one. Look how stunning the structure is. The ribs of the bark, the ribs of growth, just the strange nature of its growth. I think aesthetically it's just the best thing on site. It's amazing. And then there's this monster. It doesn't really show it here, but the diameter of this trunk, when measured, was just under 2 meters in diameter. That's huge. Again, this is a lapsed pollard, so the management used to be removing the primary limbs, more than likely using it for some sort of timber product, but that management's lapsed and it's just been allowed to grow. And here we have a failed limb. This occasionally happens, especially with such a cavitated trunk. The support, structurally is not there anymore. And that's why it's essential that the management of these trees is carried out by specialists. It's so complicated. And again, some amazing exposed deadwood inside. Deadwood is so underrated. It's not only beautiful, it's interesting and supports some really interesting species. Normally saprophilic insects are particularly interesting to study. And again, just look at this structure. It's so cool. So I think it's going on in the centre there, right between those two ribs going up to the middle. I think that would have been an adventitious root at some point. It's grown down to pick up the nutrients of the heartwood that's decaying. The tree's effectively eating its decaying self for support. Thank you for watching. It's my first kind of foray into long form video, so I'm still playing around with things. So please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to see, and see where this journey goes.